I've been looking forward to getting back to this. I've been really enjoying playing through this. It's been so fucking good. The story, the characters, the music. Let's get started. Shit, an ad's about to play. We'll wait for the ad. While it takes its sweet time. I've never made a dime off of this website, but you know, it still plays ads. So that's something, I guess. There goes the ad. I'm just gonna sit and listen to this chill menu music while I wait for the ad to end. I try to be. I know I miss it a lot, like a lot. I try to be conscious about when ads are playing and when they aren't. So pause. I'm trying to get better about that while I stream. Alright, so back to my first playthrough of this. Let's pick up here. Ben's story. I don't know what Ben's story is. I got 3 points for each. I'm not doing that bad, I don't think. I think you have to get 4 points for each. That's what it was in Snoot Game. Might be the same here, I don't know. But speaking of Snoot Game, I just recently got ending 1, and oh my god, holy shit, that ending made me want to fucking die, dude. It is so dark and depressing, and like, you hear what it is, and you're like, that is so, if you hear what it is before you go into it, you're like, that is so absurd on the face of it. There's no way they're going to be able to pull that off without it being like a giant shit post or something. But they do. And it's gut-wrenching. Even though we're pretty far into the fall season, today is a nice day out. There's a storm coming later today with a cold front, so the temperatures outside are bearable enough to relax in. Oh, that music is so good. I'll turn it up. It's just... There we go. Turn it up a little bit. That is so good. One last respite before the unforgiving cold of winter sets in. I bet the dinosaurs... I mean, they're cold-blooded. So I wonder how they handle that. They decided to celebrate by eating lunch outside. After a good bit of prodding, Olivia joined me. Inko, it's too cold. You're wearing a hoodie, though. It'll freeze my veins solid. It's 70 degrees. You already agreed. Calm down. Look at her face. We went outside in the chilled air. Yes. She pulled the drawstrings on her hoodie, taut, and yanking it shut again. I love her so much. When I try to get her moving, she starts dragging her tail on the ground. You're secretly enjoying this, aren't you? That hoodie isn't hiding your silly little grin. There's a table by the edge of the yard that looks pretty good. Now it's just the two of us. Alone. Sitting at a picnic table in complete silence. Ingenious one-liners flow through my head like a slam poetry champion. Yet I haven't worked up the will to say anything about the wedding to her. Guess there's always later. So, Olivia? The Gator lifts her head from her roast beef sandwich. Man, I want a roast beef sandwich. That actually sounds fucking delicious. Staring directly at me. What's up? How about this weather? Seriously? Yeah, seriously. I'm not used to coastal towns, so this is a nice change of pace. Well, it's pretty chilly. Part of why we're the only ones out here. It's pretty empty out here today. Maybe it's like a human dino thing. More acclimated to the snow. Even with the hoodie, it's a lot colder than I'd like. Oh, why'd you agree to come? Why'd you agree to come on outside with me? Well, you wanted to, and I... And you? Olivia's lips quiver as she tries to work out the words to say. Her mouth isn't up to the task as a flush of scarlet spreads across her cheeks and makes her pouting lips glow. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, stop looking at me like that. I mean, where are you from then? The Midwest. The Midwest? Only loons come from the Midwest. Oh, come on. That's not true. Alright. What was it like then? A lot of empty promises, nothing worth talking about. What was St. Hammond like before I showed up? Oh, horrible. Everybody here sucked. I mean, you get along with Damien and Liz alright. Oh, they still do, I guess, but seriously, most of the faculty had to stick up their ass, and student body was holding on for dear life. Ben's not that bad. His girlfriend is an asshole, but I'd do anything to get out of this place if I got to take you and Damien with me. Oh, she wants to bring Dave. What about Liz? Wow. Colorful? Olivia and I freeze at the familiar voice. The sound of stone grinding on stone echoes through the courtyard as we turn our heads toward whoever said that. Principal Scalar stands just as still as us, her face burning red. Although her jaw is moving, teeth grinding exceptionally loud as she looks at Olivia. Next to her stands a large whale dressed in formal attire. Hey, dude. I guess Mr. Ferris is still doing that inspection. And did he hear... What were you saying just now about student morale, Principal Scalar? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hey, Strawberry. Hey. No. You're the cutie. How you doing? He doesn't even look up from his clipboard as he begins jotting down something with a pencil. I said, had. Even Principal Scalar took over. Ever since Principal Scalar took over as our principal, things have gotten better. Olivia's words do a little to make Scalar's face lessen in both color and intensity and heat. I'm alright, dude. What's going on? Yeah, I have to say, this school's way better than my old one by at least a country mile. So, Mr. Inko, would you say that your time at St. Hammond, since your transfer, has been both fruitful and comfortable? I mean, compared to my old school, I've met good friends, had excellent teachers and classes, and had an all around good time. Also, the cafeteria food is great. It actually tastes like food and not microwave reheated gruel. Mr. Ferris gives me a nod and writes something else on his notepad before turning to face Olivia. What about you, Miss Olivia Halford, was it? She's so precious. She's a precious being and she must be protected. Got any more comments regarding St. Hammond? Do be honest, if you please. Olivia shoots me a quick glance before taking a deep breath. Well, the school needs more handicap access ramps. Also, the elevator in the main building is busted. Sometimes I get stuck for a few minutes. Also, our PE teacher steals hats from the students and hoards them in the equipment shed. He does that? I can almost feel the heat emanating from Principal Scalar's face as soon as Olivia finishes lodging her complaints. Wouldn't want to be around her after Ferris's visit is over. For his part, Mr. Ferris only nods, writes down on his clipboard before turning back to face Scalar, who does her best to turn her grimace into some kind of smile. Seems like there are some issues left over from the previous administration. Are you already taking care of correcting those issues? Miss Halford has pointed out. Principal Scalar nervously clears her throat. I've already sent in a request to the district to have the elevators looked at by a technician. Mr. Ferris nods and writes something down on his clipboard before clenching his pen and stuffing it into the front of his suit pocket. I'll have to talk to the superintendent about the request next time I'm at the office. What about the PE teacher Miss Olivia mentioned? Oh, Mr. Coach Sully. Ferris raises an eyebrow. It's his legal name. I know. He checks the page and then sighs a bit. Right. Ferris turns to face me. Well, that's enough about St. Hammond for the time being. Mr. Inko, how would you say things are going for you, not just as a student, but as a growing adult? Honestly, at the start of the year, I'd have told you things weren't looking too good. But I've met some really good friends here at St. Hammond, and I feel like things will be okay for us. I can't help but look after Olivia as I say that. Look towards Olivia as I say that. She stares back in a faint expression of surprise, but it quickly melts away with a warm smile. Oh, she's a precious babe. Yeah, it sums it up pretty well. Ferris looks up from his clipboard toward us, a smirk forming on his otherwise flat face. I'm glad to hear you two are doing well. The Leviathan finishes dotting down something on his clipboard, finally turning to Principal Scalar. I think I have everything I need for the time being. So, Mr. Ferris, why don't we adjourn to the faculty lounge? Of course, we can go over your future budgetary plans over a nice cup of coffee. The inspector turns away and Principal Scalar lagging behind him with a look of pure misery on her face. I wish he'd done this freshman year. With a huff and a frown, Olivia stabs at her lunch tray, treating her Caesar salad like a voodoo doll. She's stabbing her Caesar salad. Think about it. Well, look on the bright side. She levels her silver eyes on me, but remains focused on treating her salad like its namesake. Oh, they actually were referencing Caesar getting the assassination of Julius. Okay. It's senior year, and we're about halfway through. So we only have to put up with this place for a couple more months. She lances the largest piece of chicken, twisting her spork roughly. And? Then what? Then what? I guess, I don't really have a concrete plan for after school. What do you mean? You mentioned all that stuff about making a name for yourself. I mean, yeah, when I first got here, that was the goal. But honestly, I haven't considered what I was going to do to get there. It's my turn to toy with my meal. You? I plan on getting an art degree. Wow, really? Online, of course. Oh. Not sure. Not like I have any other options. The only time I'm worth anything is when there's a brush in my hand. Oh, don't beat yourself up like that, Olivia. You're too precious for that. Only classes I'm really passing to. I nod my head in understanding, but she's talking about her future, but it sounds like a resignation rather than a declaration. I at least have something, even if the path to my goal is vague. A morose mood leaves me at a loss for words. Damn, I was hoping to actually use this time to... I don't know. I just wanted to talk to Olivia and, ask her something. Or something like that. Stupid Mr. Ferris and his workplace politics dampening my mood. The air between us is awkward as we pick at our lunch. Even after the bell rings, we're forced to finish eating. It's still weird. Even when I ask if Olivia would like a push to history, she just remains silent in thought. Olivia has been quiet for about 5 minutes now. Even though 5 minutes isn't that long of a time, Olivia has grown so much chattier as of late, so the silence felt like a bit off-putting to me. A part of me couldn't help but wonder if it's a cold shoulder directed at me or just remaining nerves from that last conversation. No use thinking about it. So, penny for your thoughts, Olivia? Alright. Sorry, I guess I'm not here right now. What were you thinking about exactly? Olivia let out a sigh and turns her head upwards so that her eyes meet mine. I really got to thinking about what we were talking about earlier. How it seems like neither of us know what we'll be exactly doing after school's over. Oh, right. Yeah, that. I hadn't really given much thought to that fact. to the fact that I had essentially dropped a bombshell on both of us. Now that I really stopped to think about it, though, the idea that neither of us really knows what to do after graduation is concerning. It's also a lot more common than you think. Most serious seniors at least have some small idea of what they'll want to do after graduation. At least I think. Hell, Liz had made a full chart and timeline for herself. Of course she had. She's got everything planned out, right? That's Liz for you. She's adorable, though. I mean, I always figured I'd go to college. That feels so basic, for lack of a better word. There should be some kind of grander plan on what to do with the next big step in life. University, a career, maybe even starting some kind of family. Those are kinds of plans that come to mind. They're all just simple platitudes at the end of the day, though. Is it even worth making plans? The more I think about it, the more likely it is that something stupid just comes out of left field and wrecks everything. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans and all. So maybe all I can really do then is live in the moment. I always hated that sort of thinking. Just be a sitting duck for life to make pot shots at me. Just live pretending death can't show up and take me at any time. Oh boy. Hey, it's Olivia. Oh boy. Shit. Hi, Mia. And friend. Olivia stiffens in her chair. Oh, hey, Mia. Olivia's words are a hiss as she tries to face away from the crimson-scaled girl. Her hands shakily strain against the wheel of her wheelchair, slowly turning it too. Got a couple of questions to ask you, Olivia. Would you like to humor me for a bit? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't mind. The parasaur saunters up with a sway of her hip, pushes me aside as she takes Olivia's reins from me. What the hell? You're insane if you think you're just... If you think we're going anywhere with you. We? She looks down to Olivia and back at me. We. He's funny. We're just going for a little girl talk. No boys allowed, sorry. You're up for that, right, Liv? She puts a hand on her shoulder and cocks an eyebrow back at me like she knows something. So, yeah, we'll just be a moment. Don't worry that pretty little head of yours. I'm left gawking and confused as the two head off in another direction. Olivia doesn't seem to know what to say or do either, so she just goes along with the parasaur wheeling her away. A part of me wants to give chase, but the side eye Bia sends back at me forces me to stop. I feel useless as I watch the two around the corner. My thoughts of what I want to do going after the pair are betrayed by my body still frozen by the icy glare of Mia. Damn it, I'll just get to class and ask what this was all about later. By the time I get to Prockling's history class, I'm half expecting to find Olivia already waiting for me. Some kind of remark primed and ready to be spoken to me. But instead she isn't there. I reluctantly take my seat, tapping my foot impatiently. Even after the bell comes and goes, there's no sign of her. Shit. I shouldn't have let Olivia go with her alone. What the hell was I thinking? I really don't want to cut class, but I can't afford anything bad happening to her. Nope, can't sit and do nothing. I shoot my hand up in the air, causing Miss Prockling to pause mid-lecture. Yes, Mr. Nito? Miss Prockling, can I please be excused? Why? Class barely started a few minutes ago. Because I... I'm halfway through the door already. You could have come up with a better excuse than that, man. Where did they go? There's no soul to be found anywhere. If I were a bitch, where would I harass somebody in secret? Shoot, whatever's between them, I hope it isn't turning physical. I mean, she wouldn't, would she? My hands clench tighter as I focus on walking faster. Finally, something snaps me out of my trance, a faint sound of squeaking metal. I've heard that sound before. I turn toward the source just beyond the door to the nearby classroom. Judging by the paraphernalia covering the door, I think this is an algebra room. I grab the handle haphazardly and throw the door open, praying that I am not about to rudely interrupt a teacher for a second time today. Looks like shit. How am I? Should be happy it's done. Oh boy. The two heads turn to me, a mix of anger and surprise. The heads of the girls I was looking for. It's like a sudden three-way standoff. I am definitely not intended to be a factor in whatever this is. I really should have thought about that before barging in. Thank her after Jesus she's okay. What the fuck are you doing here? I should ask you two the same question. Look, look, Baldy, now's not the time. Don't talk to him like that. Yeah, or what? I told you not to be followed. You were there when he left. He just heard you screaming like a maniac. I've been forgotten already. Hey! Why are you two in an empty classroom yelling at each other? The two fall definitely silent, unwilling or unable to speak. I notice a piece of paper. It'd be his hand. It looks like something's drawn on it. The style is differently, but it's unmistakably one of Olivia's works. Mia, why do you have her drawing? The parasaur stops blinking for a few seconds before shoving the paper in her jacket. Before I can question it any further, Olivia speaks up. Inka, why did you come here? You seem like you were in trouble. How touching. Well, we're all in trouble now. We? Yeah, dumbass. I don't have time for this. Hot Wheels, fill him in. What's the big issue? Olivia claws at her armrests again. She looks ready to cry. Hey, where'd all your vicious bravado go? Are you afraid to tell him? Afraid of what he'll think? Shut up! Precious, fine, I'll say it. Mia turns to me with a malicious grin. I know about what this prick did during the yearbook art contest. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't give two shits. It didn't hit me. Holy shit, she could just get away with it. Now, how crazy is that? She pauses, goading me to say otherwise, but I bite my tongue. Like a shark smelling blood, she starts circling me, continuing her taunts. Then one thing leads to another. Now we're helping each other out. After all, if the school found out, it'd be leaving a permanent mark on her unemployable ass. You're such an asshole. What? Yours too, probably, since you're involved in all. My teeth creak painfully from my clenched jaw, yet the blood drained from my face. I'm talking about her record, you you mouth breather. Art's her big break, right? Skipping the whole rigmarole, the gist of it's simple. Olivia draws up some BS group projects for me and some friends of mine. Turn them in, and I make sure the whole incident goes away. I manage to earn back some of the feeling in my consciousness. Long enough to defy her. But that's blackmail and cheating. That's wrong. Oh my god, that's fucking precious. Mia blinks a few times before turning back to Olivia, and then back to me, and then back to Olivia. What, are you disappointed in her now? I bet you made her pinky swear she would never do anything like that again. She leans in closer to me, faux whispering. Sorry to break the news, Inko, but your friend here is a liar. Don't listen, I wouldn't be... She was threatening me. Threatening? Honey, if we were swapped, you'd see my ass hang. All I'm doing is making things better for the both of us. Not my fault you tried to get away with cheating. You'd think a cripple like you would have more shame than that. I watch as Olivia's eyes twitching. Mia's really starting to get to her. I can't let her keep talking like that. Mia, just stop it, okay? She really doesn't need this right now. Can't you just walk away and pretend that this never happened? Shit, Inko, you're good. You hear that, Olivia? Wait, I didn't mean... Olivia is staring at me with a look of betrayal that threatens to tear my heart in two. God damn it, why can't I stop talking for once? Mia waves me off, turning her face to her target once more. I bet you'd love to walk away from this, but things don't work out that way, do they? Oh, that's why you didn't want Inko knowing. You're still a dirty cheater. Shut up! Oh, relax. It's not a big deal. No, I'm sick of this. You already admitted it. Art's my big break. You're only doing this because art is all I have. Your record is fucked. You lose nothing. If we get caught, it's Tuesday for you. But me, it's all I have. You're embarrassing yourself. You know I can't lift, run, or carry, or dance, or fucking anything you do on a daily basis without even thinking about it. I can't even do anything else because of these fucking legs and this fucking chair. Why can't any of you just leave me alone? I just want to draw, for God's sake. Mia rolls her eyes and takes a step closer to Olivia. That's a nice outburst and all, sweetie, but I really thought you were smarter than this. Olivia wipes away at her eyes with her sleeve. What? Mia takes another step forward. Think, handbag. Would I go through the trouble of making you do this junk for middling grades? If your work were crap, you wouldn't have a record to hold over you. Everyone knows you're the best artist in this place. You're just a retard about it. Olivia's mouth hangs open, but no words come out. You're the kind of idiot to let this sort of comment get to you, just so let me be the first to say, congratulations, Olivia. You have a fan. Anyways, Inko. Oh, crap. Distractions aside, you're in on it too. You don't want Olivia to starve now, do you? Her words, not mine. Say a damn word about this to... Say a damn word about any of this and she's doomed. Do you understand me? I try to muster up the words of defiance, but just past Mia's stare of death, I spot Olivia's horrified expression. Hello, Baldy. I'm waiting for your answer, Skinny. I honestly don't know what to say or do in this situation. No. Excuse me? Let me think this over with Olivia. Think this over? You dense or something? Simple yes or no question. You can't seriously frickin'... Nia pinches the bridge of her suit and lets out a tired sigh. Fine. The two of you talk this over with each other for some kind of resolution. But that doesn't change the fact of what I said earlier, Inko. Don't say I didn't do nothing nice. But think carefully, amigo. You both got a hell of a lot more to lose than I do. Mia gives me and Olivia one final glance before unceremoniously leaving the room. It takes me a bit to recover my thoughts. I never thought Mia would go this far. And Olivia right now, she must be... I stand up on the floor slowly approaching the alligator. She looks like a mess. Why? Why did you have to come in here? I'm sorry, I was just so worried. about what Mia could have been doing to you. I wanted to make sure you were alright. Olivia grips her armrest. I was alright. I had it handled with Mia. But to basically be her slave, doing all of her work? Not all of it, just whatever she needs to pass. I'll take the seat next to her there. She threatened me that she'd go to Scalar and spill everything. And if Scalar knew that I swapped the art, she'd know that it was with you. I couldn't let her do that to us, so I got desperate. Told her I'd do anything she wanted. That's how I got mixed up with her. I let out a deep, heavy sigh. Olivia, I understand why, but I heard how Mia was treating you before I came in. Even when you're doing her work to save her skin, she's still treating your art, and more importantly, you, like garbage. My words rip through the Gator's fragile heart, her face contorting in a fierce snarl, even as her eyes grow wet. You're miserable. You know that. Olivia looks away from me, her face scrunching up. Its tears well in her eyes. I made the wrong fucking choice, didn't I? God damn it. I don't know what else to do. I don't even know I can trust her to keep her word. And now that you know what's going on, Mia has a noose around both our necks. The gravity of the situation settles in. It feels like something in me is frozen over and ablaze. There's only 6 months left in the semester. It's not like she's asking for something impossible. Her eyes regain fire as she smiles. I'll just have to tough it out. Keep making art to shut her up until this whole situation, until this whole stupid thing blows over. She's been going through this for so long, I'm out of options, and so is she. I just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. Why not tell Scalar about what Mia's making you do? Scalar, are you out of your mind? You saw how she handles things here, especially with the auditor breathing down her neck. I'm trying to avoid getting caught. Right? Okay. Anakin? For a split second, I see her mask crack, her real worry evident in those silver eyes shaking. No, Olivia makes a show of clearing her throat. Mr. Idekin doesn't need to hear this either. You know he'd be able to. I could do this on my own. Her bald fists quake wildly after they slam into her armrest. The Gator girl does her best to hide her wince. I really don't think we could fix this if we're not working together. There's nothing to fix. I told you, I have it under control. Just please, Inko, I need you to trust me on this. Don't ruin this for me. I do trust you. Her voice is softening as she's fully drained now. I can handle it, I told you. Her fists unfurl as she continues shaking. I take a breath. I take one of her hands, ignoring her indignant sputters, as I delicately cradle it in my palm. Her protests die down in a pained whine when my thumb ever so slightly presses down on a joint. All this time, you've been doing your best, Olivia. My soft words draw out even softer breath from her. Mia's had me drawing for her group almost daily. It must hurt a lot after so long. Maybe it does. But it's nothing I can't work through. Why don't you trust me to help then? It's not that I don't trust you, Inko. It's that I did trust everyone else. So please stop asking about fixing me. Or fixing things, I mean. Is that what this is about? Olivia's burning out at this point. Oh. She's already hurt badly. I can feel her hand still shaking. It's beyond the point that either of us alone can handle it. I let go of Olivia's hand, watching as she takes her hand back and settles it on her armrest. I hook a nearby chair with my foot and drag the seat closer. Close enough that I sit down right next to the Baryonyx. Still not 100% sure how to pronounce that. Inko. I find that being next to her like this makes it easier for what I'm about to say. Breathe in, breathe out. Meet her eyes again. I speak my honest thoughts. Mr. Heidekin can help Olivia. Her teeth grind together as though contemplating mauling my face off. Please hear me out. I want to trust you, Inko, but I'm scared that Heidekin will hate me forever after this. He's the only one that's ever made me feel like my art is worth something. I can't lose him. Look. We can get you out of this. Of course Heidekin will understand. Even go to bat for you. And if you're the one to speak up, it means you're the one getting back at Mia. She won't have power over you. I can't just give it all up like this. How can I trust you with my entire future? You have nothing to lose. I have everything. Can you trust Heidekin? Will he really let that happen? Mia has no reason to not throw you under the bus. Mia has no reason to not throw you under the bus. Does he? Of course not. Mr. Heidekin is... He's the only teacher that's never given up on me. I'm here with you too. You're not alone, Olivia. You need to accept our help. Please. Olivia looks me in the eyes for a second before sharply snapping her face downwards. Her body then begins to quiver almost as if she trembles with a mixture of cold and fear. Olivia. I get up from my chair and reach out to grasp her shoulders, try and comfort her somewhat. It's okay. I'm here with you. Olivia's shaking lessens, giving me hope that my words were starting to reach her, but not 2 seconds after those thoughts crossed my mind, Olivia's shaking resumes once again. The shaking followed by sniffling. At this point, I notice tears rolling down Olivia's snout, falling right into her lap. Before I can finish my words, Olivia lunges forward and wraps her arms around my abdomen, bringing me forward and burying her face into my stomach. At this point, she begins to let out what I can only describe as a pain filled wail. At first, I'm left utterly frozen in place, hands raised, eyes wide. Nothing in my life has ever prepared me for a situation such as this. No, Inko, you know what to do. I placed my other hand on Olivia's shoulder, slowly take a single knee, bringing her to eye level. Then, without saying a word, I tighten my embrace, allowing her arms to wrap around my neck as I wrap my arms around hers. My waist is pulled closer by her boa-like tail that's become impromptu belt harnessing me to the Gator girl. There's a distinct thumping on my chest, rhythmic and relaxing. The realization that it's her heart sets my face ablaze, but also brings a smile to my lips. I close my eyes and let myself become lost in the warmth of Olivia's embrace. When we break, I check out our time limit. My phone says it's 20 minutes before school's out. Hopefully Idakin has a free period right now. You ready? Olivia gives a small nod. I get up and start toward the door. The door held open with the back of my shoe. I look back at her. As Olivia wheels over, she grunts with each thrust. Oh crap, I'm an idiot. Once she reaches me, Olivia gives me a very meaningful look. Though I don't really get its intent till her tail wraps around my wrist. Right. Taking Olivia's reins for her, we start toward our art teacher's room in a companionable silence. Man, I can't wait to go home and relax. Maybe open a bag of chips. Olivia's tremoring has fallen to a 2 on the Richter scale, so that's nice. Oh, poor girl. She's seen enough Mia to last a while. Then again, so have I. She'd probably kill us if she saw us sneaking off. We're near the end of it all. It's nearly over. The first bit of quiet we get, just the sounds of Olivia and I walking through the halls. Olivia's gripping my wrist pretty hard. I guess she's still pretty tense. Say, maybe there's a massage place around here that's pretty nice, right? No. Wait a second. Just the sound of Olivia and I walking through the halls? Something ancient awakes in me. Icy chills run down my spine if there's a knife poised at the back of my neck. The Gator girl's tense head stiffly turning. Her pupils slowly shift to mine, their contraction to pinpoints bring attention to the danger of my ancestral instinct are warning me of. Oh boy. Here she is again. So, you two trying to run. Fight or flight. Reflexes kick in. Zero thought on my end. My body chose to just book it. I think that scene was in the trailer, wasn't it? Or at least part of it? I know I've seen it somewhere. I was wondering when it was going to take place. Wham! For a moment, I wonder if the deafening noise of the metal doors being hit is from Mia's punching in rage or accidentally slamming into it, chasing after us. When I catch you, I will eviscerate you and every last thing you love. Fuck! The elevator finally begins to its descent downwards. I inhale deeply. Olivia gasps for breath. My arms sting from Olivia's razor grip. Good thing I had a jacket. Her claws have her claws have shredded the sleeve. I think I may have even drawn. I think it may have even drawn blood. I shake my arm a bit, and Olivia retracts her hands apologetically. Sorry, sorry. Oh God, are you okay? No, no, I'm not. What happens when we reach the bottom? Mia will be waiting for us. Olivia removes the key from the slot. It won't open. Just don't make any noise. The elevator reaches the bottom. Just as Olivia said, without the key, out the outmoded chamber simply powers down. Silence. There's a small gap under the door letting light in. There's nobody there. We sit in a dark, empty cabin for what feels like minutes. I'm pressed close to Olivia while we wait it out. I can feel her tail wrap around my ankle, which thankfully won't rip my clothing apart. This phrase 7 minutes in heaven surfaces in my mind and is buried immediately. It's a bit warm in here. Shh. Heavy, rapid footsteps zone in on us, accompanied by the sound of ripping paper. Mia's destroying everything on the walls. You fuckers had better still be in there. You cowards run away, so help me, Raptor Jesus. She's right in front of the door. I can hear her heavy breathing, soft thuds as she attempts to put her ear to the door a few times. Oh, thanks for the lurk. I appreciate it. I try to stay as silent as possible, but I'm afraid that the homicidal parasaur can hear my heart hammering in my chest and pants cramping horror. Mia, with no intention to vent her frustrations verbally, resorts to the next best thing: physical therapy. We're surrounded by sounds of ripping paper, dented lockers, and drywall fracturing. On occasion, something hits the elevator door again. Jesus Christ. Somebody call the fucking cops or something. Holy shit. Olivia and I don't dare move. I hear other voices. Mia's drawn attention to herself. Who the fuck are you looking at? Do you want one less horn? Find someone, quick. I fucking swear I've had it with the fucking luggage case on wheels. Good luck painting when you're eating through a straw, bitch legs. Crock-a-cunt? Oh my God. Olivia takes a sharp breath. Silence. What was that sound? It sounds like a series of sharp cracks. Hey, whoa, hey, it's all cool. It's not what it looks like. It's a rapid footsteps echo from the hall. Is she gone? What the fuck could have scared me like that? There's a light knocked. There's a light knock on the elevator door. Hey, anyone in there? He sounds exhausted, but it's definitely Ideken. By now, my eyes have adjusted to the light. Olivia's relief is palpable and shared. My body finally relaxes and practically melting against the wall of the tiny elevator. We're going to have to tell Iketon. It's safe to come out. It's all clear. Well, it looks like a stick of dynamite went off out here, but otherwise it's fine. I look at Olivia, who stares at the key in her hand. She moves to unlock the elevator, but hesitates. I think our teacher's able to sense it since his tired voice carries the weight of his worry. Everything will be okay, I promise. But she doesn't put it in. She just stares. You don't know that. Olivia whispers softly. I can barely make it out. God, please. Putting the key in and opening up means telling Ideken everything. There's no way Mia's letting this slide. Nothing's a safe bet. Nothing can be said for sure. She can't do nothing. She can't do anything either. She looks to me, as if I have the answer. The key is offered to me, delicately held between two claws. Oh, fuck. Oh, god damn it. I don't know. I don't know. What should I... Fuck! It's probably better if Olivia is the one to do this. That's what I'm gonna say, so... Don't take the key. Okay. Okay. My hand cups hers, eliciting a small gasp from the girl. Even with the darkened lenses of my shades, I can make out her moon silver eyes filled with worry of this past month. Worried she endured because of our friendship, and possibly more. Inko. My finger curls, pushing the key back into her palm. My lips move, but no sound comes out. He'll understand, Olivia. Either from my unspoken word or my comforting grip, Olivia is able to gather her courage. We share a simple nod. Her hand finally moves to the panel. Fuck. With the key inserted and twisted, the dark room shudders briefly before the metal door finally starts to slide open. We're greeted by the sight of our teacher looking very haggard, his brow slick with sweat and holding some strange black rod. Fuck. Oh, the choices this game makes you make. Damn it. Olivia reels at the sight of the odd baton. Thanks for saving us, Mr. Heidekin. Don't thank me just yet. I'm going to need an explanation for all of this. So is Principal Scalar, for that matter. He steps aside and motions for us out of the elevator with a wave of the broad stick. Come on now, give the janitor some time to take care of this mess. Holy shit, it looks like Mia tried to destroy everything within her reach in the hallway. On the ceiling, a pipe is leaking water intended for the fountains and toilets. A group of dinos in overalls around the corner are looking absolutely pissed. Our teacher waits for them to begin escorting us to his room. All the adrenaline has faded now, and I can feel the acute pain in my arm. Olivia's hand reaches back behind her head, and to the arm she has grabbed, and her fingers delicately loop around the spot. She looks back, her mouth shut tight, but her sympathetic eyes telling me she's sorry. I nod back with a comforting smile. Sure, it hurt, but I knew she didn't mean it. We look forward again to the door of Idekin's classroom. Olivia sighed and resigned herself to explaining everything to our teacher. Olivia looked ready to collapse. She had taken the better part of an hour explaining Mia's extortion in full detail to Mr. Idekin. I grab Olivia's canteen and hand it to her. She greedily chugs the entire thing, gasping after and rubbing her sore throat. It was hard to get a read on what our teacher was thinking. His brow was furrowed, his fingers steepled, and he was muttering to himself. Finally, with a deep sigh, he stands from his desk and looks at the exhausted girl. I had a feeling something was going on, but to this extent? You should have come forward sooner. I know, but we're here now, aren't we? Fair point. Still, I'm concerned that you thought nobody would notice. I didn't think anybody would care to look. Those assignments go through dozens of eyes, you know. What do you mean? Your style, Olivia. I saw it from a mile away, and I was just waiting for you to talk to me. You knew? Why didn't you say anything? I wanted it to come from you. I love this guy. He's such an awesome teacher. Don't worry. I'm not going to lecture you. Raptor Jesus knows you've had enough of that already. You two did well for yourselves, though. I'm proud of that. All we did was run away from Mia. Mr. Idekin sighs not long after he gently smiles at us. What matters is you two found the strength in each other and reached out for help. With what we have on Mia now, we can justify watching her like a hawk from now on. Anybody else she was harassing ought to thank you. Are you sure she's actually going to get in trouble for this? At this point, we'd look bad if we didn't punish Mia for this kind of behavior. That's a relief. Come on, you two can hunker here until school clears out. You sure? You were going to stay after always... You were going to stay after like always anyway, right? Yeah. The loud noise makes me stumble back to the down to the the loud noise makes me stumble to the floor. Mr. Heidekin. Whoops. Heidekin looks at the device in his hands. Is that a taser? There's a piece of tape on it with something written on it. Estrus Protocol. Anyway, I'm going to run and get some things done. They're going to want my account on paper pretty soon. May as well knock it out on the way. With no care at all, Mr. Idekin chucks the electric weapon onto his desk before turning to his doorway. Don't burn the place down, alright? Alone, I sit near the back of the classroom. Looking out the window, I finally let out a huge sigh I've been holding in. Olivia rolls over and joins me. Surprisingly, she's smiling. You were right, Enko. I could trust him. Oh, I love this guitar. We sit in silence, just looking out the window. When school gets out, we watch the crowd of students going home. I don't see Amia in the crowd, but that doesn't matter. I think despite it all, Olivia's life is going to be a bit easier after today. While students trickle out of the school, Olivia took the chance to unwind. I figured it'd be best to let her rest. I know her drooping eyelids finally shut. As I saw her drooping eyelids finally shut, she looked cute, just napping idly in her wheelchair. Except for the weird belly. It looks like a snore, except... It was like a snore, except I could feel it vibrating through the floor. With the clouds hiding, the sun, and the classroom lights turned off, I could do with some shut-eye too. But I can't bring my eyes closed. Instead, I look out the window. The layer of clouds overhead steadily grows more dense, casting a darker shade on everything. Light raindrops prick against the glass. Crap, I really should have brought my umbrella. As a few minutes go by, they roll in closer and closer, blocking out the sun. If Olivia were awake, she'd think it was pretty neat. I look back at her. Maybe I could nap too. Just a little. What was... Oh. My eyes are drawn upward from the heavy clouds in the sky. In moments, the glass on the window is assailed by numerous heavy droplets of rain. Holy moly. The trees outside are billowing almost aggressively. Several small branches are stripped away in the torrential downpour. An umbrella couldn't help with this. Huh? What? My phone's blaring an alarm. So is Olivia's. Instructions to shelter in place for several hours. The classroom door thrusts quickly open. Mr. Idekin is back, panting, hard, clothes drenched. He takes our moment of surprise to compose himself as best as he can. Sorry about that. The faculty is doing a sweep of the campus right now. Apparently there's a monsoon scare right now. Monsoon? Does that happen here? Sir Idekin gestures to his drenched outfit and out the window as if Mia had clocked me in the head after all. Right. Are we going to be alright? Of course. Oh, of course, schools are designed to shelter for the worst disasters. If anything, you're safer here than at home. But the hallways outside are open. The hallways outside is open, isn't it? I just finished putting the cover up. A cover? Just keep close to the wall, yeah? What do we do now? Zydekin shakes his phone at us. Shelter in place. We're stuck here for a few hours. Olivia reaches into her bag and pulls out her drawing book, a well-used pencil. Actually, why don't you two use this time to catch up on some schoolwork? I'm sure you have some work from other classes still pending, and I can't think of a better time to tackle it than now. The day's been rough, and can't I do this or finish my nap instead? That's fine too, but aren't you falling behind grade-wise in some of your other classes? Maybe. Ugh, fine, I'll catch up on some schoolwork. Mr. Idekin gives a single nod and smiles. Olivia puts away her drawing materials, instead pulls out her bulky mathematics books, which she sets on the table with more force than necessary, followed by her notebook. With some hesitation on her part, Olivia sets herself to work. Meanwhile, I bring myself closer to her in case she wants some help with the work. After a few minutes, it's clear her mind and spirit isn't into working one bit. She constantly fidgets and taps her pen on the table, but looks around the room and out the window. Eventually, she let out a groan and slams the book shut. Ugh, this sucks. Can I please do something else? Mr. Idekin, who'd been busying himself grading some paperwork, snaps away his work, looking at Olivia while rubbing his chin. Well, there is one thing you could help out with. Would need both of you for it. Could even consider it a new extra assignment. What do you say? I don't know. Today's been pretty rough on Olivia. Absolutely, I'll do it. All right. Wonderful. It's back here. He starts walking to the back of the room and waves for the two of us to follow him. Oh, something in the dark room? Oh man, I thought we wouldn't get to do anything in there until the last few weeks of the semester. Are we going to be getting a head start on this section? Maybe we'll be making prints or learning about C41 and... Huh? Oh, Olivia's poking my back. Quit with the cinematic gate. You're going too slow. Oops. I shake the excitement off and head into the dark room. Idakin holds the door open for the two of us to enter. The inside glows a vibrant crimson light. Mr. Idakin's suit appears to light up in the red lights, and so does my shirt. I've only actually been in the dark room once before. This is cool. I clasp my hands together. So, what are we developing? We? It's an important job just for you. Alright, I'm ready for it. What am I developing? Your lower back. There's a click of the switch in the red light. Switch to normal lights and properly illuminate the room. There's boxes over there. I need one at each station around the room, but they're too heavy for me. So you can, of course, legally, I can't make you do any of this. Do I at least get extra credit? You get one bag of chips I keep hidden in my desk. Fine. Nice. Come on, Olivia. We should clear the way for him. There's actually something in a box we'll need in a bit. Two of them move back to the entrance, and I'm faced with the myriad of boxes I'll have to carry. Looks like there's about 10. They're pretty medium-sized, like you could fit a table lamp in them. How heavy can they... Ugh. Thud. Lift with your knees, Anko. This is gonna suck. I look at Olivia. She's already on her phone and she already has her phone out and pointed my way. Damn it. I shift my legs again. I actually managed to get this thing off the ground. This must weigh at least 70 pounds. What are these loaded with? Bricks? Something like that. Careful, they're fragile. Finally, I get the last box into place. I pick a chair and collapse into a heap. My muscles are on fire. Though, to be honest, I don't know if I could have done all that at the beginning of the year. I guess I'm getting stronger. Sir Idakin walks back to the dark room into the dark room with a black toolbox. Oh, good, you're done. Come out and take a breather. That looked tough. I'd rather stay here. Olivia shows up at the doorway behind Idakin. I'm surprised you didn't use the dolly. What dolly? Before you get started with me, Inko, you didn't ask. Oh, for the love of... I hate you. That's the spirit. Olivia stifles her laughter until a into a snickering snort fest. Your mood will improve when you see just what you've been carrying. Oh? He grabs a box cutter from the shelf and slices the top of it open. Our teacher pulled out what looks like an overhead lamp from the box. Oh. Oh, sweet. So that means you'll be making your own prints for midterms. That sounds awesome. Oh man, I can't wait to. But before any of that, these need to be assembled. The rest of the parts are taken from the box and set down meticulously. Olivia's gotten curious as she rolled up from the station, handling one of the funnier looking pieces. Anywho, here you two go. Wait, two? Yes, two. Don't think I didn't notice you watching Inko so much. The stammered denial from Olivia does nothing to wipe the cheeky grin from the teacher's face. Oh, he's so awesome. But what about you, Mr. Ideken? I'll be right back. He makes his way out the door again. Get started without me. I need to fetch some things. Before either Olivia or I can speak, he's left the room. Olivia has the toolbox open on her lap. Right then, I grab the folded up instructions and lay it out, seeing the details with bizarre device fully assembled. Okay, so thunk. Step 1. Hand me the next piece. Oh, did I scare you? Yeah, you scared me. These things are heavy. What if you dropped that on something? I didn't, though. But you could have. And I didn't. Olivia's tail reaches for some brackets, but I grab the limb. Before she can take them. Hold on, we got to do things right, or the enlarger might not work right. She retracts her tail from the table. You're no fun. It's just an oversized lamp. That's a gross oversimplification. You're a gross oversimplification. Oh, I love her so much. Ideken's gonna make you use that one. Use the one you break. Just means I can sketch more, right? Means you can't participate and learn something about photography. Photography's your thing. It doesn't really apply to me much, does it? Well, maybe in that case, that's the case for you, but photography's my thing. It's the whole reason I took this class, after all. Oh, sorry. It's nothing. Olivia politely rests her hands on the lamp. Her eyes linger on the box parts. Well, how does this part work then? The print enlarger? She shakes her head. Photography. Like, why the giant lamp thing? It's all digital today, right? Huh. I think it's the first time someone's actually asked me about it. Sure, I've had lots of mid-shower rehearsals explaining my hobbies and the cultural significance to others, but none of that's coming to me right now. It's all about shot composition. And this machine is part of the production of it. Getting the right things in the right place at the right time to evoke certain feeling. Composition is a thing in painting too, you know. I'm ill prepared for Olivia's comeback. Yeah, but it's a lot easier to pick the composition you want. You don't have to worry about any factors other than yourself. With photography, you have to build the set to get a good photo. That's the fun of it. But why would you want to limit yourself like that? Why not just draw whatever you've been taking a picture of instead? You could express all kinds of things you could never express with a photo. Olivia taps her claws on the imager, the metallic ping echoing in the small room. What sets all this junk apart from just lines on pages? The technique and vision. She smirks at my petulant comment. Fine, I'll show her. I'll prove to you that it takes skill. I hold the lighting portion up, making sure it's at the right angle, and fasten the last portion of the enlarger in it. I plug the machine in, flip the switch, happy that it's working, and light up the entire base. Olivia looks at me with confusion as I move to the entrance of the room and flick the switch, bathing the room in bright red light. Going back to our workplace, I pulled the developed negatives from my backpack and slide I want into the carrier. So it's not the slide I want into the carrier. And ta-da! The negative carries in its place. The negative carries in place in the machine. The negative carrier in place in the machine. A blurry gray blob is projected onto the base. What? Give me a minute. I hold the manual under the light to the side of the blob, checking the knob there and slowly turning them. As the lens and billows shift, the Rorschach test transforms, gaining more definition until it finally becomes the spitting image of the school's front entrance. I can even do this. I take out the negative and place another on top of it before slotting the carrier back in while increasing the strength of the light. The image displays now the entrance to half a dozen semi-transparent students in front of it. What did you do? I overlapped another shot. The backgrounds are the same and doubled up, so I had to intensify the light, otherwise the entrance would be too dim. So, that would take me a few minutes to do tops. It'd look a lot better too. She smirks, but I think she's feigning her apathy this time. Her tail gives us away. It's a lot more technical, I guess, but I only knew how to do the kind of stuff from Mr. Idekin's lecture about the negatives. What else could you do with this thing? I don't know, but watch this. Oh, shit. I pull the negative carrier, wince at how hot it is. Crap, shit, crap. Olivia is quick to rip the plug from the socket. With my sleeve open, I open up the carrier to see I've managed to melt the two negatives together. Man, I was going to use that. All that work, and I go and mess it up trying to prove something. Olivia is never going to let me live this down. The green gator girl lays a sympathetic hand on my shoulder, to my surprise. Hey, shit happens. I've ruined a lot of paintings in the past, too, you know. She takes the reels from the warm metal plate and holds them up to the red light, trying to see through them. And you've got more shots on this thing? But I like those shots. Then go retake them. It's not that easy, like, it has to be the exact same time and weather and lighting? The abrupt darkness coincides with the vague ambient sound of the ventilation shuddering to a halt. The blackness is all encompassing. I can't even see Olivia, who I know is right next to me. Inko? Her voice helps me confirm that we're still alive in some fashion, but there's a shakiness in her tone, which sends a tense rattle down my spine. Our breathing is the only noise, as if we've been encapsulated by in a void of nothingness. I'm still here. I know that. I plant my hand down to brace her shout, feeling warm metal of the enlarger base. But, yeah, guess the school lost power. I feel something cover my hand, and then squeeze, painfully. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry. The pressure lessens, but she doesn't let go of my fingers. No, it's fine. There's a subtle shake of the scaly limb in my hand, but when I brush my thumb across it, the limb eases. Hey, stop that. Stop what? Just stop that. That thing you're doing with your hand. I shrug. And then I want to slap my face when I realize she can't see that. Alright. Standing there in the darkness of the dark room isn't getting us anywhere. We should find a... Wham! Olivia, Inko. Ah! My instincts kick in. I hop back to make space between us and the killer. I turn my back to them to become a defensive wall. I wrap my arms around Olivia's head to make sure she's 100% protective. Hey, it's me, Mr. Ideken. It took me a bit to find a flashlight with how this room is. I look up to the shining white pterodactyl pointing the flashlight at his own face. Oh. Get off of me, you get? Ugh. Look, I'm not paying for you two to get frisky in the closet. That's what Trigham's class is for. You're not paying. We're not. Mr. Artigan holds up a pale hand, his grin widening. Relax, I'm just joking around. He leans against the doorway to get a better look inside the dark room with his flashlight. Power's out for the whole block. Apparently, our backup generator is decades old and only keeps the AC on. Someone should get fired for that. Come on, we can wait it out in the studio. Olivia follows me out into the main classroom as we trail slowly in Mr. Ideken's wake. The slow sound of his gate sails sets a nice contrast to the rain lashing against the window. Well, it's really coming down outside. Think it'll flood? It floods here? Sometimes the ground flood classroom used to have carpet, you know. The ground floor classroom used to have carpet. Sir Idekin starts pulling something out of his desk, but it's too dark to see what it is. Ugh, don't remind me. That junk just sucked away half a year's funding. You ever try teaching people about watercolors without friggin' watercolors? It was ridiculous. Yeah, I remember. I remember you were the most upset. All right. He set some tiny tea lights down on the desk and begins lighting them. The tiny wicks set alight with the tiniest embers, providing the bare minimum of illumination for us to see. Won't those trigger the fire alarm? Well, you should be fine. They're too small by themselves. What are those for? Been saving them for a rainy day. We're going to be stuck here for a while. Why not make it a camp out? Camping? I like the sound of that. Won't we get in trouble, though? It'd be trespassing, right? It's either this or try to get home in this storm. As if to illustrate his point, the weather decides to chime in. Besides, school's usually made with sheltering in mind. There's all kinds of procedures for this, like bringing everyone to the gym and breaking out the really boldy cots. Olivia winces. Those haven't been replaced? Our budget hasn't been in the red for years, Miss Halford. Part of why we're being scrutinized right now with the whole audits business. Anyway, we're the only ones left on campus, but I'm not going to go through all that trouble. Just relax for now. I already called a taxi for both of you. A taxi? I made the call as soon as the power went out. It's just going to be a while to get one ready and send out. What'll we do in the meantime? Our teacher has a wicked grin. You're not done with homework, right? I'm kidding. Time and Storm carry on, yet things are surprisingly calm. Olivia pretends to focus on her work while I pretend to help her. But soon enough, Mr. Idekin starts sharing wild stories about previous semesters. Now, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. You know, a few years back, someone tried to take his hat right off his head. Let me tell you, I've never seen a shovel fly that fast. That sounds appropriately violent. Either way, Olivia slowly loosens the facade of productivity, and I join her not long after. You know, I still owe you for ruining your one coat last year. Ah, forget it. I have dozens of them in my closet anyway. You too? The eerie ambience from the blackout is quickly overridden by our combined laughter. Eventually, we run out of things to say and just wait quietly for each other. Wait quietly in each other's company. Mr. Ideken slumps downwards in his chair. Oh, long day today. He glances out the window, being assaulted by sheets of rainwater outside. Normally, I'm home by now, resting. Do you two mind if I relax a little? No, go ahead. Thanks. He stretches out behind him, cracking his spine against the groove of the chair. Olivia, I've been meaning to say, You're usually so quiet, reserved, isolated even. I've noticed you've been getting a bit more friendly recently. Huh? You think so? You've been in my classes all 4 years. Of course I would. Maybe I'm a bit old-fashioned, but it hurts. But it hurts me to see a student hurt themselves like that. When you're in the adult world, you'll see this all the time. Once someone is in a rut, they'll tend to just stay there until their days blend into together instead of lifting themselves up. Like they got all the time in the world. So I'm proud of you for making an effort, Olivia. Oh, Mr. Ideken, don't be flustered. Be proud, Olivia. You've managed to form a friendship. Of course, I appreciate you extending an olive branch too, Inko. Me? It's no problem, Mr. Ideken. Come on. School hours are over. You two can drop Mr. I mean, it's not something to be thanking me for, is it? I'm just her friend. That's great to hear, though. You can always navigate this world. You can't always navigate this world alone. Someone to keep you company can really help. He can? More than you can imagine. Mr. Ideken leans forward to place a hand over both of ours. He's such a cool teacher. He just barely makes contact with Olivia's wrist when she winces, yanking it back. Shit. Olivia? Are you alright? I'm fine. It just hurt. I was fine before, though. You've been trying to stay off that wrist all day. Was it that bad? It was feeling better. I even helped build those doohickeys. The print enlargers? He covers his eyes with one hand. Of course, great move. Students been working overtime, or been overworking herself, I think, to give extra physical work. What am I doing? It wasn't your fault. I didn't want you to worry. I had no idea how bad it was. He leans forward again, gently giving Olivia giving a wrist an inspection, inspecting it, and being careful to not cause any pain. You need to take care of yourself, Olivia. If something were to happen, I know you'd be completely beside yourself. I know. I know you were doing extra work, but how did it even get this bad? It was a lot of extra work. Doing a whole group's assignments on top of my own. For the last 3 weeks, basically all my free time. It's great practice, at least, but that's what I was telling myself. Olivia does her best to hide her wincing as the teacher tests her arm. I never would have made it to graduation. All because of that painting you switched? He shakes his head and lets Olivia go. No, it goes further than that. That painting was all because of the pain you've been going through all these years. All because of the first contest entry hanging in the gala. Your first venture into the art world, and it went how it did. Olivia looks down at her hand, stretching her fingers out and in slowly, carefully. My hand moves without a thought, fingers taking her hand carefully to help in some way or another. You and that painting. Our teacher palms his face and groans into it. It's a genuinely good piece, Olivia. I've told you that so many times. She locks up, but manages a small nod. What a horrible chain of events. I've had to witness it all these years. Watched as it's taken your friends, your self-worth. That little smile you had when you first came into my class, and now it's ruining your health. He gently lets go and covers his own eyes again. I really just sat there and watched it. I was just talking about how people act like they have more time than they have. Ideken, are you alright? I'm super. I'm more than okay. In fact, I've made up my mind on something. You. Take her to the gala, please. There's something I want you two to see. No words, just do it, please. I nod. What are you going to show us? He stops at the door. Something you should have seen a long time ago. My shoes slosh noisily through the flooded halls as we slowly head back to the main building of the school. Olivia herself had used her arms to tuck her legs up into the seat, her head now resting on her knees. Ideken didn't seem to care, each of his steps splashing water around and soaking it slacks. The drains of the floor are working overtime, keeping the water at minimal level. An unsettling feeling washes over me as we enter the atrium, the interior of the school, pitch black with a lack of lighting. At least we aren't dealing with wet floors, but navigating the halls in the dark is a new difficulty. Olivia brought out her phone, using it as a flashlight to shine our way, but I'm still unnerved. The only sound I hear is the squelch of my shoes and the awkward dripping from both Olivia and I. And it was then that I realized Ideken had left us behind. Mr. Ideken? Her voice bounces down the dark halls of the school. Do you see where you went? Kinda. I think you went that way. I can just make out Olivia's hand pointing, thanks to her phone, towards the school's offices. I keep pushing Olivia through, taking my time as I feel my shoes threaten to slip with each step I take. It's slow going between the eerie darkness, my slow steps, and what should have taken us a minute takes about 3 for us to arrive at the gala. Well, we are here. Storm rages out. The storm rages against the glass ceiling. What's normally the source of the hall's natural lighting is completely obscured by the typhoon. And there's no sign of Ideken. I withdraw my phone, turn its flashlight on in hopes to improve the situation. I hear something else, aside from us and the rain. Something that's getting closer. A tiny red light in the distance there with the sound. A tiny ember bounces and sways in rhythms with odd tapping until what is he? What are you doing? I'm frozen for a second. The thought forces its way through me. He wouldn't even hurt us. Ideken, what are you doing? Something is kicked aside. It's Olivia's painting from the art contest a few weeks back. It smacks loudly against the glass casing of the display case. These are the ones, yeah? What? I am ignored. Ideken staring right at Olivia. She's also struck, fearful, but she nods. Ideken takes a deep breath and faces the display. What are you going to do with that? Hey. Ideken, wait. This is a bit extreme, isn't it? Holy shit. Olivia. It's gone. Both of them. This should have been done long ago. Yeah. Ideken, it's crazy. I know. What about the other things in the case? Who fucking cares? Those students graduated ages ago. You know how many still do art? None. They're all collateral. So someone else can find... They're all collateral, so someone else can. Fine by me. But Olivia... You got no other big paintings now, do you? She shakes her head. That's a shame. Look what I just did. I could make another. Yeah, that's what I need to hear. You make me proud. You make me so proud to hear that. Do you remember in sophomore year when you challenged me to think of something I'd want to do and set my goal to it? Yes, of course. I couldn't think of anything back then. But there has been one thing I've been wanting to do for a while now. And like you said, some company could really help. Olivia gripped my hands a little tighter. Promise not to laugh? Never. Would you mind asking me again, Geidigan? Sure. I believe it was. If you could leave right now and go do anything you wanted, what would you want to go do? Oh shit, ad break. All right, we're back. If you could leave right now and do anything you wanted, what would you want to do? Anything at all. Yep. I want to see a fountain and paint it for you. Fucking brilliant. There's a fountain here? There's a park not too far from here. You could barely see the fountain in the center of it from the window. You can't see it right now in the storm, but I want to go there. I think I know of it. The one in Stig Equestrian Park? That's wonderful, Olivia. Idekin stumbles a bit. I rush to give him a shoulder. Some shards of glass crunch under my feet. Good thing the power's out. No cameras or anything. Won't you get in trouble for this? I'm always in trouble for something. And ordinarily I'd just take the hit. Especially for something like this. That Mia chick can take the fall to hell with her. Olivia manages another small smile. I'm looking forward to that painting. You better get it to me. I will. And you better help. Of course. So Idekin motions us to wait by the school's entrance. For a while we just sit there. Do you have one, Idekin? Do you have something you want to do? I'm already doing it. No, really. Really, teaching high school is a great job that nobody ever regrets. You should pose that question to Inko there. All this character development, he's barely said a word. Alright, Inko, what about you? What do I want to do, huh? If I could pick anything, I guess. Hmm. Hmm. I'm thinking. Hmm. Um. Let's go with this. A more ambitious dream, I can get behind it. It's a bit unimaginative. That's just hater talk. You should probably start looking for more into how and not what. Like you would know, I could totally do it. Sure thing, Mr. Successful. Your blog doesn't even have 10 followers. You looked me up? Yeah, got bored. Could you at least follow me if you're gonna cyberstalk me? I'll follow you when you make good content. Also, your interpretation of Godzilla you copy from the video essay sucks, and you should feel bad. I copied Mr. Anakin's motions with the axe and karate chop. I didn't feel that, jackass. Well, I guess some banter is a form of motivation as well. Sounds like you got quite the promise to uphold now, Inko. Boo. With that, even with the disses being thrown around, what stood out the most was the wild grin on Olivia's face. Between the staccato of rain and the uproarious laughter, time seemed non existent. I could feel the muscles of my face ache, brought on by bouts of laughter and grinning, which made the taxi's arrival so disappointing. As we were escorted out to the parking lot, our mirth was replaced with something more calm, comfortable, an ease quiet that let my thoughts wander back to the things we said to each other. Back to what the tarot teacher had said, navigating the world alone. For all the time I had spent with Olivia and her friends, it never really occurred to me that she'd harbor something like loneliness. Everybody does, man. Everybody gets lonely sometimes, and it fucking sucks. Depression is a bitch. I mean, Damien alone is like a wild crowd composed of a single madman. And Liz, she's practically the group's nanny or something. The driver of the yellow van leans into his horn, and I can feel baleful leer on me, even through the haze of fog and raindrops. Olivia draws her hood up, and I hold my jacket above my head. The final look to Mr. Idekin, we thank him. No need for thanks. Seeing my students grow and prosper into adulthood is all the reward this old fossil needs. With a wave, he sends us off into the rain to the irate taximan's van, who yells at us about his burning gas. While Olivia works to get herself situated to the cab, I turn back. Mr. Idekin is meandering back into the building. Oi, hurry up! Right. It's been about a week since the typhoon. The days have been so surreal with how things just realigned with the old schedule. Idekin was serious when he told Olivia to keep off that wrist. He effectively banned her from painting until it got better. Meaning all week I've been doing our work as a group. It was exhausting. But today I'm pretty excited. She's so cute! For the first time, Olive is actually joining me on the metro. We're headed for the city. It's going to be a bit of a trip. For the last several nights, Olivia's been using my inbox to store sketching ideas while her wrist heals. On Thursday, she even attempted sending a few left-handed sketches, but gave up after the third or fourth malformed rat. Then Liz sent me a game-changing invitation through our group chat. Her uncle has some business in the city, and he told her she could do something with the time since it's her car. So she invited the rest of us to join her for lunch at a fancy place. It got us plenty thrilled. It's got me plenty thrilled. Olivia understood the order to stay off her hand, but that doesn't make her less manic about wanting to get back into painting. Why do you agree if you didn't want to go? Oh, the trip to the city won't suck so bad if you're there. Even if I really, really want to start that painting. You're almost done healing. It won't be much longer, I know it. But Idekin said you should wait till at least Monday. Yeah, that too. Besides, I don't want to be around Damien while he's... Ugh. Poor guy looked positively miserable when I picked Olivia up. He was pale and shaking, and the floor between his feet felt bubbling after a particularly powerful sneeze. Has it ever been that bad? It happens like once a year. It's one reason we don't share a room. One moment he's fine, the next he's inebriated. This car is weird. You ride this every day? Yup, this is even my seat. Right next to the folding accessibility seat? What, did you start accounting for me before we even met? Maybe I did. She mouths something and rolls her eyes, but there's a clear smile as she goes back to watching the passing buildings. Compared to a car ride together, this felt a little more intimate. Even though if there are more people in close proximity, none of them paid us any mind. Just Olivia and I. Several stations later, the metro grinds to a halt at our stop. All right, are you ready? Yeah. Olivia shoos my hand away, and I go to help her out of the metro. We step out into the chilled air of the city. I'm already getting goosebumps. That cold front really making itself known. We should find Liz quickly before Olivia starts shivering. Are you seeing a long green neck, a long big green neck anywhere? Not that I know of. Great, that sounds awesome. We looked around through the alleyway into the closest shops. Maybe she's in the bathroom? I'd wait, but I don't want to make Olivia wait out in the cold. Did we go to the wrong stop? Just text her already. Crap, right, I'm dumb. A moment later, her head ropes out of the door at a nearby coffee shop, followed by the rest of her. Hey, Inko! Glad you guys could make it. Yeah, just got confused. Didn't know you'd be in the cafe in there. Really? I've been in here the whole time. I messaged Damien. I went in to escape the cold and... Where's Damien? Oh man, he got nasty sick right before we left. He couldn't make it. But is he fine? He'll be fine, I think. Okay, alright. She likes him. Well, that just throws a wrench into all my plans, doesn't it? We can still have fun without him, right? Yeah, I know. It's just, well, I was hoping between the four of us, it'd be like a double date. Huh? Well, Damien and me, you and Inko, all together for a fancy lunch. Liz, Olivia, and I aren't... Oh. I'm sorry, I just assumed. Boy, this is embarrassing. The whole day seemed like everything's going wrong for me. It's fine. Start dating already! Well, we could still have a good time. I'm still having lunch with friends. I'm sure you guys will love it too. Come on. Liz is so cute. I'm still thinking I made the wrong decision. I'm leaning back on. I should have gone with let Olivia fail. I should have gone with that. I really should have. Liz leads us through the streets, pointing out our destination when it comes into view through the towering skyscrapers. The building is more akin to a narrow spike aimed toward the sky, the large disc-like room near the tip. And you see that space near the top? That's the restaurant. They built it in a way that the whole thing slowly rotates so your view changes while you eat. You can see the whole city, the ocean, even the mountains. Whoa! Where are you going, Olivia? I've gone here with my parents all the time as a kid, and I always daydreamed about bringing friends and important guests there and, well, business type stuff. This will be my first time on my own. Well, yeah. You'll see that there is even a. Hold it. We lost Olivia. Turn around to check. See our errant Gator friend, who's a bit further behind, grimacing. She slowly comes in, rolling, fighting to hide the slight wince at every time she pushes herself. Oh, sorry. It's fine. You sure you don't want help? I can manage on my own, please. Alright, you want to lead the way? Alright, it's a Space Needle looking place, right? I thought she was like backing away from us. She rolls ahead, Liz and I follow behind and continue our conversation, but I guess not. The restaurant is an impressive spire with the actual seating area 30 floors or so up. As Liz verifies her reservation, we're let into a special elevator with a glass front. After a minute or so of rising above the city, we stop at the doors inside and open up to reveal the restaurant. It's a circular room with seating by the windows and our ring of 4 bars and kitchen making up the center. Definitely a carefully crafted place. I wonder if it'd be the kind of place my parents would bring me to. A waitress greets us and leads us to a table by the window. One of the seats closest to the window is moved so Olivia's wheelchair can fit by the table. She approaches the space and stops. She's looking down out the window. Can we switch seats? Afraid of heights? Shut. Alright. I oblige, shifting over so she sits instead by the aisle. Quite a view, huh? I can see why it'd make you squeamish, though, Olivia. Heights also scare the living daylights out of me. What? You are afraid of heights, Liz. Well, yeah, is it everyone? Well, that doesn't make any goddamn sense, Liz. Your head hangs 3 stories above your shoulders, and heights scare you? Look, acrophobia is the irrational fear of heights, okay? Oh, of course. So, of course it doesn't make sense, but still, that, whatever. Heights suck. Can we agree on that at least? So, what do you think? It's very nice. I can see why you wanted to come here. Liz nods. My family usually comes here once a year. Uncle Ferris damn it. Uncle Ferris has to remember to bring along a letter from the owner saying he's fine to let in. That he won't bring the whole tower down. Heh. What the hell is bisque? Olivia's holding onto the menus right. We're here to eat. Lobster bisque? It's lobster tail in a creamy kind of soup. And why not call it lobster soup? Bisque is a stupid word. I looked down at the video myself. There's all your standard options between pastas, sandwiches, cuts of meat. Some weird novelty things, but I actually like to try those. I guess I'll have... The chicken is the crust? Double tropical cheeseburger with pineapple sauce. The chicken pizza. The chicken is the crust. Entire leg of cow. Carnivore section. Samies with Olivia. Volcandera kebab. The wooden steak is... the wooden steak is even carved to look like the restaurant. I don't think this choice is all that important in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't seem like it would be. Let's, The chicken is the crust. I'm trying to imagine how that works. Let's go with Volcandera kebab. You sure? With onion rings? If you want it, I'm buying. They serve breakfast all day, too. I'm going with the pancake platter. Liz waves a waitress over and we give our orders. Nostalgia pick? You got me. It takes me back. She stares out the window. I look out at the horizon as well. The view has shifted a bit. I wonder if the dialogue is now I'm wondering if the dialogue is different if you choose something else. Let's try that. You sure? Okay, so it doesn't seem to change. Okay. Get back to where I was. Nostalgia pick, you got it. Takes me back. She stares out the window. I look out at the horizon. The view has shifted a bit to show the mountains. We all look out for a long while. Maybe a little too long. Ordinarily, this would be around the time Damien would say something that kept the conversation going. Oh, right, he's usually the one bringing us all together. Yes, it is strange to think, but Liz and Olivia aren't really more than acquaintances. But during lunch, it's Damien that always makes sure everyone else is included in the conversation. Not coming to mind, I don't think I'd make a good Damien. One moment, please. I ring Damien up in the hallway. He's sick, yes, but hopefully he'll have something for me to use. If he picks up, please. Oh, hey, Vinny. How you doing, little guy? Vinny, I want to talk to Damien. Nah, he's out right now. Mom's with him in the backyard. He's puking his guts out into a bucket. Why? Pest control guy buys it from us for $50. Gross. What do you want him for? I can tell him when he comes back in. Oh, why not? I wanted to know how he always keeps our friends group so lively. Well, I was considering small talk, but bringing up movies or something. Ew, no, movies suck. Nobody actually likes them. You're wrong, Vinny. Okay, modern movies. The good ones are few and far between, I swear to God. I'm sure the modern movie industry and the modern game industry and all that, it's all gone to shit. Thanks, woke bullshit. What? I'm playing Fortnite. I'll turn it down so you can hear me. So it's just straight up Fortnite. Fortnite exists in this universe. I heard what you said. It was just dumb, was it? Yeah. There's a pause for a moment. Movies always sucked like they started in black and white and without sound, and they never really got any better. Even when they peaked in the 70s, they could barely became watchable. Have you ever seen The Godfather? Dad made me watch it. Dad made me watch that stuff. And it. Shut up, Vinny. The Godfather's awesome. No, you probably just didn't get it. Dad explained the whole plot to me, ins and outs. It really was just mid-trash. You're wrong. The Godfather is awesome. That movie won awards. You can't just call it trash. Yeah, I can. Movies are just trash. Just a trash genre of content. Even the best ones are usually just polished turds that waste your time. Okay, then what's a good movie? Ever heard of Mr. Beast? How about Storytime Animations? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I'm not. Any popular content on YouTube... Any popular content on YouTube provides more valuable for your time than the classics that you old people fawn over. And it still sucks. Those aren't even movies. They move and I watch them. Not my point. You troglodyte. As if you could ever think of comparing the likes of Star Wars, The Godfather, and Blade Runner 2049. Movies are one massive pile of doo-doo fart. Even it can sometimes make something mediocre. Those billion-dollar franchises, billions of people would disagree with this deranged nonsense. Dude, oh my God, you little... Listen here, you little chump. Next time I see you, I'm going to wring your little neck like a wash rag. What? Who is this? Shit. Calm down. Kill him later. Nuts, I didn't get any advice. I sulked back to my seat and slumped down, catching my breath. Whoa, you alright? Your eyes are twitching. I don't think I've ever been more angry in my life. What happened? I don't want to talk about it. I rubbed the tension from my face. Fine. I can be a good Damien all by myself. So, Liz, yeah? You mentioned when we first met, you want to be an art dealer, getting the right people, the right paintings, right? How's that going? Oh, it's going great. I just got accepted to Marshland U, actually. Oh, snap. Yeah, I finally got everything all worked out for myself. I'm going to hit the ground running once I graduate. She's so cute. That's pretty cool. I'm still figuring things out. You too, right, Olivia? I only got short-term goals right now. But I'm interested in what Liz was talking about. Right, I'm sure it would be a problem for Olivia to replace the stolen painting. But what was annoying was having to contact the Treasury and administration about the broken cabinet. Hey, 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 we didn't do that. That was a teacher. I mean, what happened? Who did it? I wish we could have dealt with Mrs. Scalar's neurotic tantrums the way I did. We're still finding glass shards all over the floor. I get screamed at as if I'm the one responsible for it. Scalar needs to put the coffee mug down sometime. Jeez. It's not a problem anymore. We've already ordered a new display. It should be installed next month. Oh, I got off track. What we were talking about again? The art dealing thing. I'm actually interested. Well, the plan is to be able to open my own business, and I'll start online, work my way up to a physical location. Uncle Ferris told me he's willing to help me figure the legal part out. I bet he'd be good at that. I've already gotten a few connections from some people that might be interested in being involved that run some pretty decent prices for me. I mean, and I'll be selling my own works too. I've gotten even better at painting since the start of the year. Have you noticed? I think you have, although since I'm not an artist, I'll admit some of the details are probably lost on me. Liz nods. Maybe I'll buy one sometime. You'll give me a discount, right? Ah, maybe. Olivia? Have you painted anything good recently? No. Oh, sorry. It's fine. Well, I got one I really want to be doing. Why don't you do it? Because I got dragged in here instead. Dang it, Olivia. I mean, not that I'm mad. Liz looks like she wants to say something. Thought dies on her tongue. Yeah. The conversation and tension thankfully gets interrupted as our food arrives. Social media influencer in me itches to take a photo of every plate, especially with how good the presentation is. Dang, I should have brought my camera with me. Wait, I have my phone. Say, Olivia. I turned just in time to see her clamp her jaw down on a hunk of meat, tearing it right to the bone. Never mind. How's it taste? She takes a moment to chew her food before sitting it down the hatch. Then, smiling, she gives me a greasy thumbs up. Liz chuckles from Olivia's good review as she lowers her head down, takes the first bite of her pancakes. Liz is so cute too. They're both adorable. Given that her neck is making movements to the equivalent of doing the happy dance, I'm guessing the pancakes are good too. My view has changed now, and having noticed it, I could almost feel the slow rotation of the room. I savor my onion rings while watching the Volcandera Bluffs pan right past us, taking in the amazing view. My thoughts reach out to my camera, already calculating the restaurant's rotation with the proper settings to capture a 360 panorama I could achieve. And a separate section of my mind recalls other panoramic views of the city I saw. The one that is now nothing more than shredded debris. Say, Liz. The Brachiosaurus takes a moment to respond as she attempts to cram her snout into her glass of water. Stupid glass. No, straw. Yeah? So you mentioned all about wanting to be an art dealer to be part of that system. I guess it'd be cool. I guess it could be cool if we worked together. Come again? I don't know. Seems like a decent idea. No, I get you. Now it's Liz's turn to pause from her food, sit upright, and carefully tap the napkin on her closed lips. Maybe. I don't think you'd want that, honestly. No, it'd be cool. I'd like that. Oh. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Not sure? Yeah, I'm trying to get the whole thing off the ground on my own. Without others' helps, right? Without others' help, right? Like, how do you feel about your art stuff? That's different. Oh, ad break. Alright, we should be back. That's different. Point is, it's important for me that my start as a self-sustaining that my start is as self-sustaining as possible, but you said you had connections in your uncle. Yeah, family and such, not Olivia raises that iconic eyebrow. Friends? Or is it just me? Olivia, don't even start to make a scene. I have to do something. Olivia, Liz, come on guys, can we finish lunch first? How am I making a scene, Liz? I'm just curious about your life for once. Oh, not like this then. I'd rather you go back to giving me silent treatment. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. What have I done? What's your deal? Damien and Inko want us to be friends, and here I am actually trying, and what? I'm not worthy enough for you to, for your stuck up. Ugh. You didn't want my friendship before, or Damien's for years. It just sounds a bit like you just want to be friends now because you can get something out of it. I want to be friends, just not like that. I thought things would finally start getting good. Olivia, there's a lot of people less fortunate than you. You have to support your friends, all the offers. You can't blame me if you just ignore both. Liz, let me finish, please. I'm not mad. I envy you. I admit it. Anyone would. Effortlessly getting that attention and help. I hate it. I know, and I know it's wrong, but that's what I've been thinking for a while. I see all these things you have available to you all these years, and you just take them for granted. I just think it's a wasteful way to live. Look, sorry, I appreciate you guys. After telling to my face how you would rather be elsewhere and not here while eating at my expense, You know what, Olivia? This is the most nice I can do for you at the moment. Because you really don't deserve anything else. Liz! Liz claps a hand over her mouth. Olivia doesn't respond. She looks down at her plate. I'm going to use the bathroom. She pushes herself away from the table and goes through the aisle. Oh no. I'm sorry, Liz. I didn't mean to snap. It's alright. Once Olivia gets back, you can apologize. No, I don't think I can. After everything, I think I deserve that much. Good God, the brief was... Good God, the brief was just to get these two talking and have a good time, and it's like a grenade was thrown onto the table. Well, I'm a terrible fucking Damien, let me tell you. Liz? Yeah? Why didn't it work? Why didn't what work? I know you two aren't on the greatest terms. I tried to keep the conversation going. So it wouldn't get awkward and nobody would get left out, like Damien does. I feel like this was somehow my fault. But how? I did everything I was supposed to. I don't think you did anything wrong. Why does this never happen around Damien? Good question. I don't know. Liz picks at her plate, popping the yolk on her egg, her over easy egg. Ugh. She's probably not in the mood if I pushed any further and said anything I want to say right now. Olivia wouldn't like me prodding right now either. There's no options. I try to think of something to do, but nothing. I can't think of doing anything at all. Not without making someone uncomfortable or worse, getting them mad at me. And I've never anticipated something like this happening. It's frustrating. I can't do anything, but I can't do nothing, obviously. Not if I want to smooth things over. Right now, Olivia's back in the bathroom. She's actually just... Right now, Olivia's in the bathroom. She's actually just fooling around in the hallway. But the point is the two are separated. I can work something out. Should I keep trying then? I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I think I'd rather you didn't. I don't... It's not my fault they reacted like school children. Come on, Liz, help me out here. I'm just trying to get everyone to get along. You think I don't want to? Not while you're snapping like that and refusing to apologize. Apologize for what, Anko? In case you haven't, in case you'd forgotten, I invited everyone here. This whole friendly outing was my idea and at my expense. Yes, I intended it for it to be a date. Somebody just messaged me on Discord. But the least you could do is not be weird about it. What if the dialogue changes depending upon... Liz? Yeah? Could it be the case that doing what you're supposed to doesn't always work? That's a trick question. Of course it isn't. Is that what you're thinking? Well, you guys got into an argument over it. Olivia got hurt over it. I feel a bit responsible. Nonsense. This stupid stuff is our own petty, catty squabble. Well, I want to do something to fix it. Well, I have an idea of what to do. Thing is, I really don't want to upset anyone. Or worse, get them mad at me. You only want to do things that others will support then? Yeah. But here that's not an option, I don't think. It's a catch-22, sure. You're great with people. You're on the school council. Probably have lots of arguments there. Like you wouldn't believe. What do you do then? Liz looks out the window. Guess that's a good question to ask. Well, here's how I see it. If I have something that needs to be said, I'll just say it. It doesn't matter how others see it in that case. Some things you just have to be cold with. That's how some things are. Oh. Sorry, that's not the answer you were looking for. No, it was good. I appreciate your perspective. It's actually a good example for myself. I think it's what I needed to hear. That's a good way of putting it. Thanks for the advice. I'll try to make things right once Olivia gets back. Sure. I focus on my food and what I'll say when we wait for Olivia to return. Liz offers to trade her bacon strips for a few onion rings. Sucker. Finally, Olivia comes rolling back to the table. I'm back. Hey, you were gone for a while. Yeah. Things cool here now? I was actually about to say something about it to resolve everything. Huh. Oh, keep going back through this. Like I'm making the wrong choice. This is what I'm doing. I'm just second guessing myself over and over again. And refusing to apologize. Apologize for what, Inko? The whole friendly outing was my idea. Yes, I intended it to be a double date, but at least you could do is not be weird about it. I'm not trying to be weird. I just hate the idea of letting you guys down. You get me, right? Yeah. Can we try to smooth things over with Olivia? I've got a plan. When she gets back, I can chime in. Then everyone can get along, right? Sure, I guess that's best for everyone. I think this whole thing is a bit of a mountain on a molehill. It was just some small argument. I appreciate it. I focus on my food and what I'll say while we wait for Olivia's return. Finally, Olivia comes rolling back. I'm back. You were gone for a while. Yeah. Things cool now? I was actually about to say something that resolved everything. So, do I get the same options if I go find Olivia? I wonder. You'll excuse me, Liz. Head tilts conically further back to the question. Just want to check on Olivia. Oh. She waves me off as I turn away. Making my way through the restaurant, part of me marvels at how I don't even feel the room spin. Kind of makes me dizzy, honestly, but it's just mental busy work to distract myself. After all, I have no idea I'm gonna say to Olivia. Hey, should I ask how she is, Inko? Well, I'm on the spot now. Hey, just came in to see what you're doing. I thought I had more time to think about things, but instead of being by the restrooms, Olivia was... Why are you here at the bar? I wanted to see if they'd give you a mimosa. What? Mimosa, you know, OJ and champagne? Olivia, you can't drink, says you. She takes a long sip of a glass flute spilled with orange liquid. I make her slap it out of her hand, but her tail stops me. I'm joking, jeez. It's like you, Inko, a virgin. She grins at my scowl and continues sipping her drink. Want some? She holds the glass to me with a smug smile of hers. Taking the flute, I can clearly see where her lips touched it. Olivia looks to be leaning forward, and I stare at the glass. Ignoring the heat in my cheeks, I tip the glass above me, carefully pouring the liquid into my mouth. Oh, This is just a juice and ginger ale, Olivia. Handing her back the glass. I haven't had a mimosa in forever. For a split second, I thought I saw disappointment in her eyes. Maybe I'm just seeing things now. With a shake of my head, I refocus. I came to check on Olivia and fix things between her and Liz. You okay, Olivia? Yeah, totally. Why wouldn't I be? Her eyes are wide open, yet not looking my way. Oh, because of what Liz said. Oh. She sags in her chair. Olivia? No, yeah, that was... Her fingers circle the lips of her glass as she thinks. I'm not hurt, just frustrated. She looks at the glass one final time and then frowns the last quarter of it in a single swallow. Afterwards, Olivia sets it on the bar on top of a couple crumpled dollar bills. I mean, Liz didn't get it, Inko. Liz doesn't get it, Inko. Maybe if she walked a mile in my shoes, she would, but I hate to see you guys go at it like that. Yeah, maybe it's been a long time coming for me, but who cares? Long time coming? I know she's a bit frustrated for a while, probably been holding that in. Doesn't mean I want to hear it, though. All the time I've known her, she's just been far ahead of me. You heard her yap about her arts getting better, how many connections she has, and how it'll be her $1 billion or whatever. I'm the better artist, but I don't even know how to start getting my crap together like that. I look at the chasm between us and it fills me with dread. It's just jealousy, I know it. It's just getting worse every time she mentions getting further in life while I can't even convince myself to try. It's different actually getting her upset at me over this specifically. I just mentioned being someone she'd consider a real acquaintance. She blows up like that. You want to talk about it? No. You sure? Is that what you wanted to see me about? Partially. The other part is I'm a bit confused. I wasn't expecting things to go the way they did, so I came to see you to ask for help to make things right. Uh-huh. Well, I'm not apologizing if that's what you mean. Now, so we get more branching dialogue this way. It's not my fault they reacted like school children. Olivia, hear me out. What? You just admitted yourself you were expecting that from Liz, yeah? You know how she's been feeling. I want to smooth things out with everyone. Can you please help me? She's the one that snapped at me. What do you want from me? Just consider her feelings. She's already down because her date idea fell through. Then you said you don't even want to be here. That's not what I said. It basically was, she's doing something nice for us, Olivia. And I've been trying to include everyone in the conversation. It just needs to happen. There's no need for us to have any ill will towards each other, right? Yeah, I know. So can we please try to smooth things over with Liz? I got a plan once I get back. I can chime in the argument and put it at rest. Fine. You're helping me when I do finally get to the painting. You got it. So ready to go back? Her smile seems to travel all the way up her tail, and it bobs alongside her head's nod. Sure. Liv follows me back to our table. Hey, you guys are back? Everything good? All cooled off? Yeah, everything's great. I want to give my 2 cents to try to resolve everything. I thought I was supposed to get... Okay, so my options do not change here, regardless of which dialogue option I take. I think both of you have some good points. There's a bigger picture here we need to see. Deep down, both of you want to be friends. Why not turn over a new leaf starting today? Is that it? Pretty much, yeah. So we good now? Sure, I guess. Yeah. That went much better than expected. After things settled down, we finished off our meals. Well, Olivia finished off our meals. Liz had noticed it first when one of the whole pancakes simply vanished, and I thought my onion ring pile was looking smaller by the minute. Olivia looking Olivia's way, she simply waved us with some bizarre connotation of onion rings, flapjacks, and syrup and beef on her plate. What? I'll make you guys better food with that than that later. The theft of all our food stopped shortly after that, though the portions had diminished and we all were thoroughly satisfied with the meal. I offered to pay or at least pitch in with the check, but Liz refused. She insisted since it was her idea to begin with, but I had figured it was just the man's place to pay for a date, and this was a date, kinda. Neither of our hands lifted from the tiny leather booklet. I don't know how long we spent playing tug of war over it. Olivia at least found it amusing, even recording our stare down on her phone. But victory was mine as I managed to palm my credit card to the waitress before Liz could give her the bill booklet. With that done, all we had left for us here was making the most of the view. Olivia led the way to the observation deck on the floor beneath the restaurant. She immediately regretted it as it blasted cold air, even had me shiver a bit. The altitude plus the late fall weather meant the deck was mostly clear of guests. But the view was easily worth it, the cold, as I had mental notes to come back here one day with my DSLR. We slowly moved to the railing so we could fully take in the skyline from the bluffs and out towards the ocean. Along the city's skyscrapers were dwarfed by the spire. As I scanned over, I doubled down on the mental note, because seeing Olivia silhouetted by the beautiful view is... I don't get how you two can stand this temperature. Liz doesn't seem to look cold. All she's doing is rubbing her arms in a theatrical manner. I'm gonna go wait by the elevator, okay, guys? Her head moves next to Olivia, and there's a hushed whisper between them. Finally, Liz's body turns and leaves, her head falling shortly thereafter with a beaming smile. Olivia? Don't ask. Her eyes remain on the horizon. Maybe it's a little colder, though, as Olivia's face slowly turning red. Something up? Well, her eyes trail down, her hands raise up until she's carefully examining her wrists. I watch as she carefully tests her hands, wincing occasionally as she slowly flexes and rotates her hands. About the painting. Not until you're better. I know, and I've been thinking about it. way out of practice when I'm all better. So you're going to practice. She smiles as she turns to me, probably excited about the prospect of starting to work soon. Yeah, I have a mental image for it in my mind and everything. Her smile lessens, though, as her tone becomes uneasy. I just want to make it perfect. I have the mental image, but I won't have the skill. Plus, between the carpal tunnel and rushing out all through pieces and rushing out all those pieces for Mia, I think I understand what she's getting at, but her smile is back again. Once I can paint, I need time for practice. I want to show Mr. Edekin the greatest piece I can create. Do you need anything? My words cut my thoughts off. No, I have all the paint and... No, I mean any help with your practice. Her face glows red. Maybe. Well, I don't know how much help I can be. What with my complete lack of painting skills. But otherwise, I'll do whatever I can for you, Olivia. I promise. I submit it with a smile and a thumbs up. Thanks. I think we stood out on the viewing deck for a few more minutes. After a particularly cold draft swept over us, Olivia figured she'd had enough of the chilly air here. We made our way back to the elevator station where Liz was standing idling. She and Olivia looked at each other for a moment. The two held the stares locked at each other's for half a minute before Olivia looked to the side. So, what else is there to do here? A lot, evidently. Once we had gotten back to terra firma, Liz had taken it upon herself to walk us around the entire block. The whole area was like a miniature theme park with a lot of street vendors selling tourist trap gifts. We spent the rest of the day just wandering the city park here, enjoying the late fall day to the best we could. Eventually, as the sun sunk low below the horizon, Mr. Ferris found us. I had forgotten what we'd come here for in the first place because of a business meeting of his. Liz and him waved us goodbye as we broke away and headed for the parking lot. While I pushed a very tired Gator girl to the metro station, I don't think she minded much. Honestly, she clutched her tail to her chest and used it as a makeshift pillow. That's so cute! It's so cute! She's adorable and I love her. She looks so sweet like that. It's a perfect background for my phone. She must never learn of this, though, because I don't think I'd survive. But it'd be worth it. Oh, my throat's starting to hurt. Reading all of this for 3 hours now, so I think I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to call it. I don't know what chapter I'm on. Yeah, I already saved. Okay, I'm just going to call it. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. I greatly appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.